9th May 2023. Was it a protest that spiraled out of control or a well-rehearsed script written in the shadows of power? The nation watched in disbelief as Imran Khan, Pakistan's most popular political leader, was dragged from court by paramilitary forces. Unconstitutional, violent, deliberate. Not an arrest, a trigger. And then, like clockwork, law enforcement disappeared. No police lines, no barriers. In Lahore, the Corps Commander House, now famously known as Jinnah House, one of the most secure military zones, was left unguarded. Protesters were not stopped, they were led. Plainclothes agents were seen directing mobs. Those who incited violence vanished. It wasn't a lapse, it was a trap.
हमने तो पुरअमन प्रोटेस्ट का ऐलान किया था। कुछ शर्त पसंद अनासर किधर से आए हैं, कैसे आए हैं, अगर गए वो गलत गए। डॉक्टर यास्मीन राशिद बार बार अनाउंस कर रही थी कि हमने अंदर नहीं जाना, हमने पुरअमन एहतजाज करना है।
वो कह रही है कि आप कोर कमांडर हाउस में एंटर होने की कोशिश ना करें। जी प्रोटेस्ट है जी, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। ये नहीं कि हमने तो मान नहीं है जी, हमें पता है। पीटीआई के कारकुन को भी तोड़ फोड़ ये देखें, ये पुलिस वाला है, इसके हाथ में पुलिस का डंडा है। भाई ये पुलिस वाला डंडा लेके गाड़ियों के शीशे तोड़ रहा है। पुलिस का मुलाजिम है।
ये सिविल कपड़ों में आर्मी के लोग ये उतर के सिविल कपड़ों में, ये देखें, ये उतर के ये ग्राउंड में इकट्ठे हो रहे हैं।
ये गाड़ी है, इन्होंने सिविलियन कपड़ों में लोगों को उतारा है, ठीक है, ताकि इनको पर लगे कि ये आर्मी नहीं है, ये आम आवाम है जो खराब कर रही है।
ये देखें जी, ये बाद में पीटीआई बदनाम होती है। सामान उठा कौन रहा है, जला कौन रहा है, बाद में बदनाम पीटीआई होती है। ठीक है, ये देखें जी, ये आग लगा रहे हैं आपके सामने। ये तोड़ रहे हैं सारे गमले पौधे।
क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या देख रहे हैं, कैसे तासुरात हैं? बताएं तो सही, क्या तासुरात है आप आवाम का? आवाम को देख नहीं, आप बताएं ना। अंदर यूं तो कौन है? मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ कि खान का मैं कंट्रोल हूँ भाई।
एस्टेब्लिशमेंट का बंदा है, आग लगाने जा रहे हैं।
काम चलती हुई जा रही है। ये सिविल वर्दियों में कुछ लोग जा रहे हैं। ये यहाँ पे पीछे वो आपको नजर आ रहा होगा, एक गाड़ी है आर्मी की। ये इनमें से उतरे हैं,
ये वहाँ से उतरे गाड़ी से। ये 25 लोग हैं, ये सिविल में है। अब ये अंदर घुस रहे हैं हमारे अवाम के अंदर, और वहाँ पे जाके देखिए ये क्या करते हैं।
यानी ये अवाम के अंदर घुस के अवाम की तरफ से
सिविल कपड़ों में है ना।
What followed was not a legal response, it was a purge. Within hours, the media declared PTI a terrorist outfit.
एहतजाज की आड़ में रियासत पर हमला, शरपसंदों ने रेडियो पाकिस्तान पेशावर की इमारत पर धावा बोल दिया।
तहरीक इंसाफ के शरपसंदों ने पेशावर के किला बाला हिसार को मैदान जंग बना दिया।
Selective footage, no context, no trials, only rage and repression. Thousands of arrests, no warrants, no trials, no justice. Women dragged from their homes. Senior citizens like Rehana Dar humiliated. Cancer patient Dr. Yasmin Rashid caged like a criminal for demanding due process. On the pretext of May 9th, all hell broke loose on PTI. Mass raids swept across the country. Mass arrests filled jails beyond capacity. Enforced disappearances became the new norm. PTI was treated not as a political party, but as a terrorist outfit. The worst human rights violations in recent memory unfolded in silence. Pillars of the state, judiciary, media, law enforcement were made to compromise or collapse. It wasn't justice, it was vengeance. No law at work, just pure retaliation. And then came the darkest turn. Military courts for civilians, trials held in secrecy, no legal counsel, no public record, verdicts announced in whispers, sentences delivered in silence. Young PTI workers handed over to military custody. Many returned broken, others never came back. And yet, despite the cruelty, the censorship, the fear, PTI survived. Because May 9th wasn't a failure of the people. It was an engineered event to silence the people. Just ahead of the second anniversary of the May 9th false flag, the Supreme Court's constitutional bench, formed under the contentious 26th Amendment, has overturned the October 2023 verdict, now legitimizing military trials of civilians. Civilian supremacy stands gravely undermined. The real questions no one in power can answer. Where is the CCTV footage of May 9th? Why is it still missing? Why won't the state present it in open court? Why was Imran Khan arrested inside the court like a criminal on that specific day? What was the real objective? Who ordered the police to withdraw from Lahore cantonment? Why were the most restricted zones left wide open? Who killed the PTI workers that day? Why are only PTI supporters dead yet accused of being terrorists? Why were courts attacked by the state itself yet no outrage over that violation? Why is the sanctity of a military building more sacred than the sanctity of justice? Why are civilians tried in military courts in violation of international and constitutional norms? Why is the state hiding from the public? Why were those who left PTI immediately forgiven even if they were present at the scene? And why do peaceful leaders with no involvement remain jailed to this day? The false flag that failed. If this were justice, there would be evidence. If this were accountability, there would be fair trials. If this were democracy, there would be transparency. Instead, it was a false flag operation, a stage built to dismantle the most popular political force in the country. May 9th wasn't about national security, it was about political control. But the people saw through the script. On February 8th, they voted against the lie. They chose Imran Khan, even in his absence. They rejected the puppets and those pulling the strings. But the regime still clings to power, blind to the truth. Pakistan has changed. Its people now know the difference between rebellion and resistance, between justice and manufactured chaos. History is watching, and history will not forgive.